Hi, and welcome to the Core Coaches Corner, where we take a principle from one of the 7 core healthy habits and talk about it through a core lens. Today, Sharla and I again are talking about conflict resolution, and in particular, what are we going to talk about today, Sharla?
Protecting attachment, part of CPR.
Yes. So in the CPR framework, which is our proprietary framework to help people walk through conflict in a healthy way. C stands for communicate, which is getting the message to the other person, and P, excuse me, and P stands for protect attachment, and then R stands for receive, or listening, in order to help the other person feel understood. And why is that P so important?
Well, if you don't protect attachment during conflict, it's just going to escalate and you're not going to walk away feeling heard or understood. There's not going to feel like there was real resolution and healing occurring. You go through the motions of having a conflict resolution, and I have been guilty of this. Like in our relationship, we've struggled with this a few times, and it's not like we're perfect here, and we don't expect that once you watch this video, suddenly you're going to magically know how to do it perfectly either. So it takes practice, but you can go through the motions of doing correct conflict, so to speak, and still walk away feeling like, you know what? I don't know that I feel 100% better yet. Like, I mean, I'm not even sure I feel 50% better yet. Now, if you're talking and you're like, we're just going to by rote do these things, but you're not really protecting attachment, then, the whole meaning of the healthy conflict resolution sort of gets lost.
Totally, because the protecting attachment is really the heart of the whole process, right? I mean, it is the core of that, and one of the biggest dangers, I guess, one of the biggest challenges of resolving conflict in a healthy way is not damaging the connection between you and the other person. And it's also one of the main reasons why C's and O's in particular avoid conflict, is because they don't have the confidence that they're going to be able to go through conflict without feeling disconnected or blown up or hurt or whatever by the other person. And so making that element of protecting attachment super overt and a very explicit goal when you're working through something is so important.
Yeah. Yeah. Mindset there, I think, is really important. So going into it, you have to have in your own mind, and I would say maybe especially as an R, you kind of have to set yourself up to be able to focus on that as a priority. Like this is a really critical piece of this. I want it to go well, and it won't go well unless I make sure that I do my part in remaining calm and being able to catch and not and being able to really put myself in the other person's shoes to understand what they're feeling, not just like, I hear you saying this, I hear you saying that.
Yeah, I think you're hitting on a really important piece there, which is, the strength of the R brain is resolving whatever's on the radar. And that's what R's are so good at. It's what they bring to humanity is this ability to blow through obstacles in order to be able to move things along and to resolve things. And that can really lead to a focus on content and not on process. And so if the R brain is like, okay, we've got this problem of, I'm trying to think of some example.
Well, I was just thinking, I was kind of smiling to myself because I was thinking to myself, if an R's coming at it like, I'm going to blow through this obstacle, and right now you're the obstacle, like our conflict is the obstacle, that can go really not great.
Which happens a lot, right? Because if it's like, okay, we've got to get the kitchen clean, right? Or I've got to get this project done. And the our focus is on that content, then how that gets done doesn't become, like if we're doing a CPR moment, about, we're trying to do, and the way we talk about this is approaching conflict with confidence. So if we're talking about an issue of, I don't know, like how we, um, how we disciplined or how we handled the situation with one of our kids or something,
Yeah.
the other night, and the focus is just on that issue, then you can really miss the boat of how we go about talking about it, and that's a real challenge.
Okay.
No, I was
Yeah. And I'd say, and I think that the focus really in terms of conflict, if you can reframe it for yourself and for your partner, like together, if you can reframe conflict as a way to connect, then it can be kind of a game changer. And that can be really difficult because I'm thinking back to myself and I'm thinking, oh, we had this argument earlier this week and I just remember feeling so heated about it and upset about it. And in the moment, it is about what just happened. It's not like this is some deeper, like issue that, I don't know. And it can definitely hit icebergs like that. And sometimes it does, especially if you've been entrenched in conflict in your relationship for some time. You're really hitting a lot of icebergs that you don't realize, which we can get into in a second. I see that. But you kind of want to not, oh, I just lost my thought.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Because my brain wants to go where you're going. But that's the R, I guess, right?
Right.
That,
It got on your radar.
Yeah, but I think I was trying to communicate that you really don't want to miss the boat in terms of focusing on this, reframing this as an attachment moment, and that this is to build the relationship. If you can get yourself and your partner thinking about conflict as an opportunity to become closer, that can be so helpful. And it's really hard in the moment when your emotions are really high and you're like, this doesn't feel like healthy talking of anything. Like, this is not going to go anywhere good, right? But if you can get yourself kind of thinking before you're upset, like, I really want to try and work on this. Maybe it's like, I'm going to role play this in my head. Maybe the next time you're upset, as a couple, you take the time out, you step away, and while you're stepping away, you intentionally refocus your brain on the principle that I want to build intimacy and closeness with my partner. I'm mad at them right now. I don't feel like being close with them right now. They are not my favorite person. And I don't want to stay there. Like, I really want
That's what I can resolve, right?
Yes, I want to get back to where we can be closer on a regular basis, despite these things that kind of come and kind of knock us over. And we're like, okay, I'm angry about that. Like, I'm hurt about that. I'm feeling super anxious and you didn't catch it at all. Like, these kinds of things will happen naturally in your relationship in life. And you've got to be able to say, and I can take this as an opportunity to build closeness.
Yes. Yes.
By practicing healthy conflict resolution.
Totally. And I just wanted to add a couple of thoughts there. One, if the pattern has been one where you're not feeling valued by your partner, then it becomes much more difficult in conflict moments. But when you're the pattern and sort of the homeostatic balance is that you do feel valued, you do feel connected, because that's the way that you're living your relationship day in and day out, then it's much easier to not have those conflict moments turn into to huge moments or confirmation of you not mattering.
Oh, so true.
And then the other thing that you hit that's super important there is the meaning that we assign, the fact that we're having conflict, right? You said, yeah, I don't like you right now because I'm mad at you. Not because we should get a divorce, not because our relationship is ruined, not because we're incompatible, not because, not because we're destined for divorce, whatever. No, I shouldn't like you right now because we're in the middle of a fight, right? That's not weird. And when you can assign that meaning, then it helps contain it to that key event that we're resolving and not the state of affairs of our relationship.
Yeah.
And so often that meta interpretation that we assign things becomes so important and changes it from like, yeah, it's normal for couples to have conflict, and it's normal for me to not be thrilled to be around you right now. And it's when you're able to understand and contextualize it in that frame, then it keeps it from getting blown up and escalated into like, all of a sudden now our relationship is in jeopardy. And that's
totally.
really important.
Well, and I think in connection with that, when you have a certain, like you said, meta interpretation of things, your brain's going to be looking for a confirmation bias. Like it's going to be functioning confirmation bias. So you're going to be looking for reasons why that's true. And so you really want to set yourself up to have a very positive or hopeful kind of overarching concept. Like this is what I'm hoping. Let's go in with a positive intent.
Yes.
And I'm going to look for that in things that happen in our relationship.
Exactly. So
we're not destined to be incompatible forever and therefore not work.
Right.
Like we are destined to have conflict, and conflict can be helpful. It can be a tool to help us become closer.
Yes.
And then your brain's going to start looking for reasons that that's true.
Totally. That's what the reticular activating system does. It serves up the data around you that you're expecting to see, that you're subconsciously looking for. And so if we have one of my favorite brain facts to talk about is that your brain will go where you direct it if you will direct it. If you don't direct it, it will go wherever normal is. It will go wherever it's used to going.
Yeah, totally.
So,
yep, I love it.
Yeah, great points. Great things to consider. It's not super complicated to protect attachment. It just has to be the focus, and it's really about because what are our brains looking for? Our brains are looking for evidence that we matter or that we don't matter, and that we are safe or that we're not safe. And so one, you can choose to be looking for that. Two, you can very overtly deliver that data up to your partner by saying like, hey, Sharla, this is about this issue. I love you. You matter to me. Our relationship matters to me. This is not about everything. This is about this issue. And you still matter. I want you to feel safe with me. Just by overtly saying those things, it makes it really easy for the other person's brain to find that data instead of feeling like it has to sift through a bunch of stuff to find it.
And I think even just the reassurance, you might know that on some level, but when you're upset or your partner is upset and that feels threatening, then it's really nice to have the reassurance. I think that's very soothing. And honestly, I think it's a key point in secure attachments. You have to be willing to help them feel comforted when they need it and be a secure base for them in that way. Help them feel seen and validated, and the empathy and understanding that comes with that will help provide that reassurance.
Totally.
Super good.
Yeah. So if you don't know what your core is, if you don't know what your temperament, your core personality is, take the free assessment at whatsmycore.com. And if you are an R, or you think that you might know an R that could benefit from this, share this video with them.